What's up, guys? Nightflux here, and I'm coming to you with a Bermuda Triangle deck profile today. And the deck profile I'm coming to you with is the Riviere ride chain build. It's a pretty fun build to do. Word of caution: the ride chain it's kind of hard to get off, but if you can actually pull it off, this deck is a great. This is a great deck, and you have lots of card advantage. So, without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. Starter Vanguard is the Bermuda Triangle Cadet Riviera. She's a starter 4K. Basically, her effect is that if you ride the grade 1 on top of her, you can search the top 7 cards of your deck, and you can search for the grade 2 or the grade 3, which is great because if you have if you already have the grade 2 and grade 3 in hand, and you can search another grade 3 to use the Persona Blast, which we will talk about in a minute. So that is our starter, and we do run 8 critical triggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 crits. We do run 4 draws. You don't need to run that many draws because you already have pretty good card advantage with this deck. So more than that is just overkill, and you're in danger of decking yourself out. And we do run 4 heals. 1, 2, because heal triggers are amazing. Next, we do run 4 of the Perfect Guard. Mermaid Idol Ellie. I'd say it's important to run 4 in this deck because you do have a lot of card advantage anyway, so you might as well get the Perfect Guards out right away, and you always have cards to use them with. Next this is the continuation of our ride chain, the Mermaid Idol Riviera. Basically, you ride this on top of the grade 0, and you get to search the top 7 cards. So it turns into, it's a 7K, but turns into an 8K when it has the starting one in Soul. So we do run 4 of those. Essential for the ride chain to work. Next, we do run 4 copies of Pearl Sisters Perle. Basically, its effect is, let me read it to you. When this unit is placed on rearguard, if you have Bermuda Triangle Vanguard, choose one of the units named Pearl Sisters Perla, which is the grade 2, and it gets the effect when this unit attack hits a Vanguard Soul, charge 1 and draw a card. So it's part of our draw engine, which we'll explain in a moment. So basically, it only gets the effect when it's called the rearguard, so you have to have the Pearl Sisters Perla out already. You call the Pearl Sisters Perla to rearguard, and it gets that Perle gives Perla the effect. That's a tongue twister. So we do run 4 of those for that effect, and then we do run 2 vanilla 8K Mermaid Idol Sedna. 1 and 2. So that is our grade 1 lineup. Grade 2s, we run the Super Idol Riviera, next part of the ride chain. Basically, when she rides on top of Mermaid Idol Riviera, you get to draw a card. You don't get to search any more cards. That's the only gripe I have with the ride chain. It's kind of like Oracles, except you don't get to keep checking the top 7, so it makes it a little difficult to get off if you don't have the cards in hand already. But regardless, when she rides on top of the grade 1, it's a 9K, turns into a 10K, and you get to draw a card as well. So we do run 4 of those. Essential for the ride chain to work. Next, we do run 4 copies of the Pearl Sisters Perla. Like I said before, the Perla has an effect by itself that says, when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose another Bermuda Triangle rearguard to return it to your hand. We're going to talk about the returning your hand mechanic in just a second, so we do run 4 of those. Sorry, I have 4, just proxy these for play. Next, we do run Girls Rock Rio. She's an 8K, but her effect is when it's returned to hand from a rearguard circle, you counterblast 1, and you get to soul charge 1 and draw a card. So we do run 2 of these. Basically, there's 2 ways we can use their effect, which we're going to talk about in a second. But one of them is if you attack with her first, and then use the Perla's effect to return her to hand, and that's she gets effect when it hits a Vanguard. So essentially, you can draw a card if she gets boosted by Perle, so that gives you +1 card, and then you can use the card to return her. Then you return her, counterblast 1, that's 2. So you get 2 cards, you get a 2-card advantage. So we do run 2 of those. Next, we do run 2 Top Idol Aquas, just vanilla 10K beater, right there. And then we get to the grade 3s, the final piece of the ride chain. This is Top Idol Riviera. Basically, she's a 10K, turns into 11K if you have the other one in Soul below it. And her effect, which is a Persona Blast. Basically, you choose a card, you choose another copy of herself from your hand, and when your attack hits, you discard the card, counterblast 2, and you get, it's like a Soul Saver Dragon effect. You get plus 5,000 to 3 other of your rear guards. So you just 5,000, 5,000, 5,000 to all your spots, and then you get they get a massive boost. So her Persona Blast is really, really amazing. And if you have the other 2 cards in your hand already, you can use the starter's effect to try to search another grade 3 out. So it's, if you get the Ride Chain off, it's it's a very powerful deck. So that's 4 of those. And then we have, I do run 2 copies of Bermuda Princess Lena. Basically, her effect is when she's called to Vanguard, you can return all your rear guards back to your hand. So I use this effect to set up, like if I have 2 Girls Rock Rios out, I can use her, I can call her, use like 2 Girls Rock Rio, and counterblast, use the 2 counterblasts, and then I draw 2 cards from that, and then I get to reset up my field, make sure it's optimal for my attack. And if you have 4 or more Bermuda Triangle rear guards, this gets plus 3,000. So if you have an AK behind her, you're hitting for 21. So that's why this is a pretty amazing card. Plus, if you can get the bounce effects off, it's even amazing. Or even if you don't have the bounce effects and you didn't get the Ride Chain for Riviere, you can drop this down and reset up your field. If you have a, you can reset up with Perle and Perla if you have them out. If you just draw a Perle from your draw and you have a Perla on field, or vice versa, drop it, get everything back on your hand, and then get it so all your cards have their setup effects. So we do run 2 of those as a backup plan in case our Ride Chain doesn't work. And I do run 1 copy of Top Idol Pacifica. Pacifica is a really good card. Basically, it works the same if you have 3 or more rear, or 4 or more rear guards. This gets plus 3,000. So if you have an AK booster behind it, it gets 21k. And its effect also, if you don't get the Ride Chain off, I prefer to ride this one. You Soul Charge 1 to draw a card and put a card from your hand at the bottom of the deck. Basically, just to get trash out of your hand, to cycle your hand, get stuff you don't need out. It does have a Mega Blast, which we're not using with this deck, mostly because we're using the Counterblast to get card advantage. But the Persona Blast, or the Mega Blast, let me just read it to you. I've never used it, so I don't know what it does. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do search your deck for up to 3 Bermuda Triangles, call them separate rear guards. Yeah, like I said, you'll never use the Mega Blast, really, because of you're basically using your Counter Blast to gain card advantage, and you'd rather have that above to search these out anyway, because you're going to have massive card advantage anyway. And like I said, you have options to reset your field as well, which is why I take Lena, run 2 of those. But yeah, so this is the Bermuda Triangle Riviere Ride Chain deck profile. I've had some good, like I said, I've been playtesting this deck a lot. If you get the Ride Chain off, it's a really good, really good deck. If you don't, it's kind of hard. I mean, the Ride Chain deck is kind of hard to get off, but if you do, it's amazing. If you don't, you're kind of like a little disadvantage, I'd say. I mean, you're not at a complete disadvantage because you still get to use the Persona Blast for Riviera no matter what. So that's still good. And Pacifica's not bad to ride either. And like I said, Lena's not bad to ride either because you can reset up your field. But that is the deck profile. Leave like, comment in the leave comments below and like the deck profile. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. And I will be bringing you 2 other deck profiles for Bermuda Triangle. Bringing you a budget deck for budget players, and then I'll be bringing you a non-Riviera Ride Chain build for Bermuda Triangles in the coming weeks. So make sure you check those out. And alright guys, I will see you next time. Peace out.